Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Jordan. And today I'm going to be reviewing an Asian film, yep, it's a Kung Fu feature titled The Last Duel, which was also known as Dark Skinned Assassin, and also known as Hero vs. Hero. But why does a lot of these Asian films have so many different titles is beyond me. I have no idea. But anyway, nonetheless, this film was produced by this company, and the company is named this, folks. So yeah, it's run for quite a while and still is, for the time being, folks. And this company had produced quite a few martial arts features a while back. So yeah, don't be surprised you see this logo in the features when and if you pick up some of these martial arts, because they had produced quite a few before, which is fine. I don't mind that. Gives me a perfect excuse to talk about Asian cinema and and something with Kung Fu. I like Kung Fu, I like martial art movies and whatnot. So anyway, nevertheless, of course, as usual, I do have to talk about the plot. So let's just, get into it, shall we? So, and this is supposed to be an action-packed feature, which centers around these two characters who pretty much start this short duel over one man's, the man's wives, I guess you can say. So, but loses him. This leads him to spend time in this place where he is both welcomed and challenged, I guess you can say. This individual runs by a mysterious man who wears this kind of clothing and whatnot, and yeah, but there's something that's covering his face. This is an individual, and there seems to be like an evil scheme going on in the grand scheme of things. So it's trying to have some sort of conflict going on and whatnot. And just so you know, folks, I'm talking about the original version of this film. So yeah, I've watched this with the subtitles, of course, which I had to because for obvious reasons. But yeah, I'm reviewing the actual unedited version that they made for this movie, which, yes, of course, can be kind of hard to come by when you think about it, but oh well, I guess. But I'll just make do with what I can find, I guess you can say. So yeah, this is supposed to be adapted from these novels, this novel series, I should say, but of course I never read them, like at all. So I'm just gonna view this movie as as a movie. But yeah, I'm trying to think of ways to, talk about these kinds of movies and whatnot. Now, when it comes to book adaptations, and yes, I do believe that the films themselves should stand on their own 2 feet. There's nothing inherently wrong with wanting to keep it as faithful as you could, but make it different enough so that the fans themselves won't get bored. You can say, but still, you don't want to make it too familiar. If it's too familiar, then you make it bored because you already know what's going to happen. Anyway, point being is that in a lot of ways, the films themselves, and when it comes to adapting books into films, should stand on its own 2 feet in some ways when you think about it, because it's a movie. But anyway, nonetheless, this was definitely a pretty good one, folks. I like the acting, I like the fight scenes. Of course, the fight scenes are gonna be well choreographed and whatnot. I did like what they were trying to do, of course, but they don't make fight scenes in this genre like they used to. I know this is something I mentioned before, but they don't make it like they used to. Not anymore. But like I said, even the acting is actually pretty good here, folks. They all give great performances in their own way. And if you get the unedited version of this film, uh, and just be sure you have to read the subtitles. I know reading subtitles isn't really for everybody. I mean, it didn't bother me because I'm actually quite used to it, really. I'm used to reading subtitles when it comes to these foreign films, nonetheless, anyway, so it doesn't bother me. I didn't mind it, but I know not everyone out there has accustomed themselves to this kind of a thing, so I was not bothered by it at all. Anyway, I do like the scenery. I do like the way it's choreographed. It's nicely put together. Yeah, it's just low budget, and as you can call it a B movie, but nonetheless, it does look nice. It does look pretty good, even during the night scenes, and even scenes that take place indoors. They're definitely well choreographed. So just because it's a B movie doesn't necessarily mean it has to be poorly produced. So that's like a misconception in a lot of people. Just because it has a B right there, a lot of people believe it seems to stand for bad. No, it's just one of those lower quality, lower production. Well, yeah, I guess the lower production. That's the best way to say it. This is good quality filmmaking. So I'm saying it's good quality filmmaking. It's just done in a more cheaper budget. I guess you would say low quality. No. Let me say low budget. Yeah, just low budget. The best way to say this, folks. Low budget. Yes, right. The acting is of quality. The set designs and everything else. The way it's treated is of quality. It just doesn't have a huge budget. Is what I'm saying. Nonetheless, it's still done in a really professional manner. It looks like the people actually took this project seriously enough to actually make a good movie. And I know these movies do get a lot of slack for the budget restraints and bad dubbing, but thankfully there are people out there who are willing to look for the original stuff. So like I said before, find the original unedited stuff can be a pain in the ass to find. And can be pretty expensive, so that might be a little discouraging in some ways, I guess you can say, unfortunately. And that's the thing, it really can be. But like we're saying, nonetheless, folks, was a well-produced Kung Fu feature. Like I said a moment ago, the fight scenes are well done. It's very fast-paced, as you can say. I like the way they were handling the story. I always want a good story, of course. And regardless of genre, as far as I'm concerned, plot does matter. And yeah, I always want to see some cool characters and whatnot. Yes, even though this is a martial art film, I still want to see some cool characters and whatnot. But yeah, makes me want to care about the movies more if the characters are all, you know, are well done and whatnot. And the dialogue I can say is well done, of course. So anyway, I can say that I definitely recommend this film if you can find it, that is. Anyway, I'll give this film an overall rating of a 7.4 out of 10. It gets a 7.4 out of 10 for me. And of course, as always, thanks for watching, and take care. Until next time, see ya. Oh yeah. Later.